Greetings everyone, Trick Deck here, Master of the Carts. Today we are on location in the Smoky Mountains. And up there upon yonder hill is a story that seems old as time itself. You see...
Raise this barn, 1, 2, 3, 4. Together we can raise this barn, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stupid Hicks. Well, we get a Twilight and Fluttershy episode. This is an interesting combo, especially compared to the other pairings that we've seen so far. We've had Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash, done that. Rarity and Applejack, done it, and done it again. But Twilight and Fluttershy, on the other hand, we've never seen those two together for a whole episode. So it'll be interesting to see how they work together. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the Hooffields and the McColts. We start things off at Fluttershy's Animal Book Club, and can I say cute? She's then called away by her cutie mark.
Did some pony leave a light on? Oh, it's me. Oh, it's me!
Has anyone else noticed how inconsistent these cutie marks are being? In the cutie map, their marks flew off their flanks and to the map. In Brotherhood Social, Applejack's just glowed but never really started rising and flying. Now we're going back to the mark rising and flying towards the map. Also, I assumed that they could feel when their cutie mark was calling, but I guess I could chalk it up to that they've always noticed when it started glowing, which is why Fluttershy just didn't notice, but I digress. When Fluttershy gets to the castle, finds out that Twilight has also been summoned. Twilight has been preparing for their trip since the map called them.
Ever since the map called us? But that happened 5 minutes ago.
If that's what you can do in 5 minutes, I'm sure with 10 minutes she could have already built a skill model, made blueprints of the environment, and baked some cookies. Turns out they're heading to the Smoky Mountains, and apparently not much is known about it. It's then that our heroines grab their bags and take off.
Snacks, books, blankets, books. You said books twice. There are a lot of books.
Pinkie?
We get the picture! You like books!
When they get there, they're in the crossfire to flying pumpkins. Fluttershy and Twilight decide to fly down to see what's going on. That's when we meet Ma Hooffield, who tells them that they're pumpkining their neighbors, the McColts. Apparently, we're getting a parody of the Hatfields and the McCoys, which, if you don't already know, is basically two families that have been fighting for about 28 years over things that happened in the Civil War, land, and then eventually I think it just became revenge killing. You know, an eye for an eye sort of thing. So Twilight pulls out her friend solution portfolio and goes with plan A, figuring out what the McColts did to anger them so much.
Things. Why, just today, they shot pebbles at our farmhouse and wrecked it. See, we're not very good at building, so all it took was a little pebble, but still...
While Twilight figures out the next steps, Fluttershy saves a family of mice from being shot out of a cannon. I wonder, if the Hooffields are so bad at building, how do they construct a functioning cannon?
I know what to do. We're gonna talk with these McColts and hear their side of the story. Once we have all the facts, we can put an end to this, using reason and rationale.
Twilight must have got that from over a barrel.
That's why she's the princess.
Aw, so cute! So they fly over to the McColts to get their side of the story, where we're met by the head of the family, Big Daddy McColt.
We're in the middle of a giant feud with our terrible neighbors!
Man, they are bad at building. So the McColts reveal that they are currently mad at the Hooffields for pulling out the pen out of their wagon wheel, so they lost all the food that they bought. They reveal that they're not very good at growing crops.
And now, we'll be stuck eating the pumpkins the Hooffields launched at us. Pumpkin bread, pumpkin soup, pumpkin quesadillas, pumpkin paella, pumpkin seeds, pumpkin pie, pumpkin frittatas.
Twilight uses her new megaphone spell that asks the families just to plain stop fighting. That works as well as you think.
Reload the tomato slingshots!
It was a good plan. We need to think of another one, and soon. This fight is really affecting the animals around here.
So Twilight moves on to her next plan, finding the root of the problem.
Pardon us, Ma, but do you remember what started this whole feud in the first place?
They know what they did.
They know what they did.
Apparently neither family really knows why they're fighting, and they're only determined to beat the other side. Twilight convinces Ma Hooffield to make a cake of peace.
Did you say cake? As in cake?
Cake.
For glory!
A Trojan cake? Why? It's such a waste of cake! It turns into an all-out brawl in the valley. Twilight is basically ready to give up, and Fluttershy is concerned for the animals.
Oh, brr, and you're freezing. I'm gonna take you all home with me and get you all hot cocos. How do you feel about book clubs?
Fluttershy, I think you might have a hoarding problem. It's then that Fluttershy starts talking all squirrel and finds out the truth.
No, it's not you. She's not the easiest person to get close to. There's a wall there. Trust me.
Are you talking to that squirrel?
With this new information, Twilight goes all Super Saiyan or whatever to freeze the feuding families. Turns out that their family's ancestors came to this land, and they were going to use it to protect the animals that lived there. But the two fussed over whether to build land or to build shelter first. So after that, they started fighting. The fighting went down for generations, and soon the beautiful land was completely destroyed, and the animals that were originally supposed to be protected are now suffering because of the crossfire between the two stupid families. There's even a Johnny Appleseed phony. With the families working together, they were able to return the valley to its original glory. Somehow in supersonic speed, but then I guess you could chalk that up to Earth Pony magic or whatever. Anyways, that was the Hooffields and the McColts. Overall, I thought it was an okay episode. There were plenty of funny moments as well as awe moments. And the moral I feel is a lesson that we still need to learn even in modern day. Don't let a misunderstanding turn into a full-out fight. I think this also teaches us about our history. We need to learn from our mistakes and try to divert from the path of our ancestors instead of keep following it. As we've seen in similar stories like the infamous Romeo and Juliet, sometimes we don't see the futility of fighting until it causes us to lose somebody very precious to us. Well, that's been my thoughts on this episode. Tell me what you thought about it in the comments below. This has been Trick Deck, and I'll see you all next time. Ha! You missed! What?